Toothlicker looking like the kill target once again. Searing Glare comes through, giving Toothlicker a hard time. The solo Glare quickly fades, and then Sentence pops out. No stuns to speak of, and Alpha Beach is the one to quickly crater down to 20, back to 100. Langhans was clutch. Tiffany gets stunned on the top side, can't break out. Is this a kill window, or is this an ad break? Pliny's got the bubble up. Master Spell breaks it. Purple team is dropping low in quad stack, sitting behind Jellydean. Might eat a silence. Pliny line-of-sighted and grossly overextended. Decides to fall back. Sitting in the snare, doesn't want to blow Freedom too early. And the mosh pit comes back together, colliding like a fucking supernova. It's fucking sparks. Testosterone, rage, anxiety, just everybody mangling every button they possibly could click on to squeak out the win in this last round. Toothlicker leaping away, ranging his healer. Tiffany still sitting on the top of the perch. Quad stack in the thick of it. Huge fear comes through, and Toothlicker needs to recover immediately. Switches places. Death Grip to the low side. Toothlicker to the top side. Still low as fuck. 20% and in vulnerable condition. Drops down and dies. Messaging you know. Match 1. So, top killing blows went to Alpha Beach. It didn't say how many rounds. All right, I'm in the group. And Jabizo? Got Chris. Alright. Drop in group. I'm going to set it up the next one. You guys gonna make up behind the dumpster? Something like that. All right, let me know when those groups are set up. I'm spamming it all over the general chat like it's my OnlyFans link. Please look at my feet. Okay. Hey, Ring. I don't have Jabiso. Jabiso, what's your Battle.net? I'm gonna have to scroll for Jabiso, alright. Your BNet. He's the other lead, right? You're not appearing offline, are you, Jabiso? Did you accept my BNet request? There it is. There it is. Got him. All right, solo shuffle. Hell yeah. Oh, Tiffany getting paid. All right, sent the word game. Zach, what you think? No guessing. WoW tokens are expensive, and so are other dudes' tastes. All right, let's check this out. The shuffle is live. Fallen Angel, Baki, and Jabizo linked up on yellow team. 3 stealthies, and I wanna cry. Double jumps Mdga immediately 6 stars on GTA as Dohan has to pop all of his poop out of his butt trying to fight off 2 stealthies jumping him at the same time. Jabizo slips into bear form as the Devastation Evoker blasts him from the side, trying to heal up immediately. Jabizo trying his best to lay damage down range and is sitting in cat form back to bear form. Changed forms randomly. That glyph looks fucking fun. As he's taking a bunch of damage, Fallen Angel is doing his best to keep him up. And I believe this is a Presvoker, but Jakaris basically cheesing the shit out of Fallen Angel, and Jabizo is the one to drop. Taking all bets, taking all bets. If we think Jakaris is the favorite, being Presvoker, your odds are slim. It's already the favorite pick from the meta. Fallen Angel's gonna have to dig deep, honestly, and out-cheese a dragon. Teams are shuffled once again, and purple team consists of Fallen Angel, who is strangely not crying yet, hasn't tapped out or said uncle. Dohan paired with Chris, double jumping Dracaris. Maybe this works in dampening. And the opening of the fight already has a lot of damage downrange. Not a huge focus on healing. Looks like Dracaris is mostly focused on CC, sleepwalking, and immediately fucking clean fade and skips the CC. Fallen Angel has like a open window to keep the healing going. The only thing stopping him is a quick root, but honestly, that's not going to do jack shit. Trying to find his way around line of sight. Dracaris blinking forward. Another sleepwalk comes through. The Cyclone blocks it, actually. Played his own teammate. Jabizo, shame on you. Jabizo falling quickly to 40. Back to 50. Into bear form. And maybe gets to 60. Emerald Communion. Popping him back up to 100. And he lives to fight another day until he slips out of bear form, which, honestly, play Guardian at this point, brother. Book Bomb comes down. Purple team sitting pretty. Mind control back to Dracaris. And Jabizo gets swatted again. I think a trend is forming. Twice is a coincidence, but 3 times a trend. Double Rogue, Baki, and Chris with Fallen Angel on the yellow team. Jabizo playing Feral with his Preservation counterpart, and Dohan on the red pal. The match will open. Quick silence, double silence on the side. Dracarys is trying to get instant cast off. Successfully. Baki already cratering. Health bar low as fuck. Dohan gives no shits. And Jabiso's damage is insane. Gets kicked on the Cyclone, slips back into cat form, and both the rogues are still cratering low, low, low. And it's up to Fallen Angel to drop them, bring them back to life. Sleepwalk is over, and the cheap shot Dracarys opens up a window. Let's see if this goes through well. Good cheap shot onto Jabiso. Cyclone and a bop. Takes a huge break from taking damage. Uses it to cast a Cyclone. I don't think actually connected with anything. If not, got a trinket off for somebody. Fear Trip Jabiso off to the side. Baki getting blasted. Back shots from the Paladin. Tale as old as time. One rogue's playing peekaboo and the other one's slicing the dice and Jabiso up, except he's taking his own bleed damage, like an incredible amount of damage. The bleeds are punishing. Feint brings him a little bit of relief. I did. It's in Gen Chat. It's in Gen Chat, yeah. Good smoke bomb here, but no results. Dohan is back to cracking Chris's backside. Dracarys doing a great job of healing purple team. Dohan and Jabiso not feeling any pressure. Fallen Angel trying to fight from around the pillar. Great fucking coverage. Oh my god. Hopefully somebody clipped that. Chris interrupted a CC on his friendly teammate. Crazy life grip. Ends up with a shadow step, but Baki ends up throwing himself back into the wolves. All right, and we have a new shuffle. Fallen Angel healing for Dohan and Jabiso on yellow team. Dracarys double rogues. We've flipped the healers. Massive burst coming out of Jabiso early on in the fight. And it appears that Baki was AFK. Jabiso just came and ate him up like a fucking snack. Baki committed a sign of life, possibly. A little investigation here. Baki, are you there? Poor Dracarys is crying. Not good for the spirit of the match. Well, it looks like Baki might be AFK again. He's putting up no hands whatsoever. Maybe his house caught fire. He's got a wife aggro, kid aggro. Something's going on. It's just not quite right. Hurricane hit his house, and he actually comes back. There's a feint. I don't know if that was an automatic reaction, except instead we have a smoke bomb instead, and Baki is blazing it, hoofing it, marathon running straight out the gate. He's trying to retaliate best he can, get these 2 stuns. Is he still going to live? Holy fuck, the healing. The carry is huge. Hop in the backpack. Dora's episode is live, and Baki's the main star of this show. Gets bopped. Shadow steps to the back. Dispel. I'm not sure what's going on here. Too much is happening. Double disarm. Dohan gets a little bit closer, but he gets gripped back by the Ursol's Vortex, who is got the win condition in the pocket. There's a kidney shot, a failed Cyclone. Baki might be getting over-focused at this point because he's clearly back, and Jabiso starts getting hit and cracked in half. 50%, pops back up to 70 with a huge shield. There's bear form. Dracarys is silenced on the side with a cheap shot. Is this a window or an ad break? Looks like it's a trinket. Cyclone onto Dohan means that he's taking a quick break as well. Baki blowing random damage into the Cyclone target. Not quite paying attention. Monitor's turned off. Blind, sleepwalk. Both the healers are just kicking it on the side. Come back out again, and the match is at 1 minute and 20 seconds. When the next go happens, it might be game over, with dampening climbing up to 22%. Baki's low. This might be the go. And unfortunately, Baki could not come back to the computer fast enough. Props to Chris for absolutely hammering out damage, top of the chart in that match. Yellow team is going to be Dracaris, Chris, and Jabizo. Huge .com. And if Baki might be taking intermittent breaks from making toast in the kitchen, show us some signs of life here, Baki. Are you there? The gates will open. Oh, God. Is he disconnecting every swap? What is happening? Jabiso's up his ass again. Chris is looking for an opening. The damage is insane. Pain stepping to lay on hands. A double stun onto Fallen Angel. He can't play the game. This is basically an Avengers movie of CC, and he can't get back to the computer in time. Baki, where are you, brother? Second pain step through, and he's trying to heal his brains out. Searing Glare comes through, but it's a lot of dot damage, and Fallen Angel is working fucking miracles. And Baki fakes him out again. Tons of lag. Comes back to the computer. Full HP, and everybody is fuming mad that the match isn't over yet, but Baki's relieved. Disarm onto Chris with a kidney shot. Big old root onto everybody. Ursul's Vortex tying things up, making it a bit more complicated. Chris is at half HP. Here comes a huge breath for Yellow Team. Chris is feeling pretty good, but Baki's now laying out some damage. Fallen Angels locked up in a CC for 2 more seconds and breaks the Cyclone now. Huge instant cast. 4 seconds of a stun. Back to the ads. And Baki's getting rotted down. Is there a save here from Fallen Angel? And it's not quite good enough. What is happening to Baki's computer? The rounds one are displayed on the right side. I'm posting it to you. Thanks for the fucking sub. Love, much love. Type shit. Hang on. Someone just tipped $5. All right, I'm logged in, hot and ready. Let me throw some B-tanks around. Nobody and medkit. Slapped you guys some B-tags. Bang, bang. Beautiful. Please accept. Holy fuck, we got a lot of people in here. All right, drop in group. All right. Solo shuffle selected. War games kicking off in 3, 2, skibbity doo. Don't worry, I will pay the fine for the skibbity comment. Maldraxxus Coliseum, here we go. All right. You guys know what it be, what it do. Live commentary, esports shoutcasting here in the Discord. If you guys are overwhelmed, please turn down or mute. On the opening of this solo shuffle, we have Yellow Team with Medkit on some flavor of Priest. I can't quite tell. I'm going to assume Discipline just because the outfit alone. We have the Elemental Shaman, I think. Nope, it's Enhancement on the little Gobbo Man, Baconator. Baconator. And I'm assuming it on Holy DK on Alpha Beach as last time. And on the purple side, we have Nobody Good playing the Presvoker with Arms, if I'm not mistaken, on a Darkspear Troll. My man. Hell yes. And Muerte on what I can only assume is a Unholy DK based on the outfit. Just shirtless orc vibes. And the little pet out. Obviously, hard to say with 2 Unholy DKs and a big Mortal Strike from Disaster. What's going to be the favored outcome here? Are they on comms or something? Because they're like immediately coordinating which pillar to go to. And maybe a high-ranked team here. Nobody Good already leading with the deep breath. Gets kicked off the pillar by Psychic Fear. Psychic Scream. Medkit is doing his best to just lock things up. And Disaster is the one to be pressured from away from his healer around the corner. Everyone catches up. Muerte dropping quick to 50%. Baconator feeling the pressure as well. Is this a trade? DPS for DPS. Healers are doing their best to keep things floating. We're about to be 30 seconds, 40 seconds into the first opening of the match. Things start to calm down a little bit. Immediate mosh pit. Priest and healer Presvoker in the melee of it. Another fear might be coming up soon. Huge. Followed by a mind control. It's just the DPS slugging it out. Presvoker blinks forward, gets mind controlled again. And Baconator is cracked in half from 20% to 0. Blizzard. On God. Blizzard, I thought you fixed the burst. All you did was fix us up a $75 fucking treehouse. With no class balance. Comps are the same, and we flipped around the healers on the purple team with Medkit, Disaster, and Muerte. Presvoker has switched sides to Alpha Beach and Baconator. Honestly, these mirror... There's a lot of bursts on both sides. Unholy DKs going off against each other here is kind of disgusting. Presvoker and Medkit hiding behind their pillars. They're standing their ground. They're marking their territory. Oh, tell me this is true. The mosh pit rebuilds once again. Medkit asking himself how he's going to live through it this time. Nobody Good gets silenced from the side pretty early on. Baconator eats a full fear. Doesn't get a lot of damage dealt to him, but the apocalypse from both DKs looks absolutely gnarly. I would hate to be a nameplate right now. Both teams are parrying a lot, burning a lot of cooldowns. Here comes the Angel Hymn just to sustain things. Purple team sitting pretty. Disaster and Muerte just picking on a target and whapping on him, trying to look and tease for a weakness. Medkit steps up, whiffs a fear. Nobody Good just shrugs it off like you don't give a fuck. Eats a Chastise, goes into the Communion, still putting out heals even in the middle of a stun. Intervene comes through, blinks off to the side. Silenced and Nobody Good. This could either be an ad break or a window, as Nobody Good's got to keep Baconator alive. Honestly, the kill target here might just be the Shaman with the limited CDs here. Is Astral burnt? It is. And he's got Burrow. That's it. Don't know if he's burnt Bloodlust yet, if that's in his kit or not, or if he knows it's there. 50% popping up to 80. Muerte is the only one who looks to be on purple team that's taking any kind of pressure whatsoever, but Alpha is playing a lot of catch up and not a lot of catch. Mosh pit continues. The melee are just like fucking whapping on each other. Baconator showing his backside a little too much. Is there a Burrow or Astral in here? But no, he just snaps from 2% to 0. Ooh. I don't want to call it too early. In the last match, we had Jabiso showing that he was the kill target. But honestly, as in the last match, Baki's connectivity might have made things more complicated. But if there's a third kill on Baconator, we might be seeing ourselves move on from a coincidence into a trend. It's tough times out here for to be Enhancement Shaman if you don't line up your burst quite right and end the fights early. And the match will open. Immediately picked off. Double grip. Trying to stuff him in a box. Baconator fighting it off. He's a little guy, but he's a strong guy. Goblin Life. Hasn't quite popped Astral yet. He's actually just playing the walking simulator. W key to victory as he turns to face his enemy finally for the first time. Is silenced randomly. Here comes Ascendance. Is there enough damage to actually make a difference here? Nobody good. Gets cratered down to 50 and an Emerald Communion just recovers him right away. Baconator's win condition might actually just be with the Presvoker if you want anything on his scorecard to reflect positively. Nobody pushed off to the side. Psychic Scream eats the whole thing. Blinks back forward and looking to stabilize things. Sleepwalk on the medkit might open up a window to kill Baconator. Breaks out of it. Stunned. Breaks out of it. Baconator doing more walking than fighting, honestly. I'm not sure if that's a good idea against double DK. He's just going to get back into the kill box. Turn and fight, my brother. S key or something. There we go. He's showing his back to the wall. Hammers to his enemy. Silence onto Baconator? Question mark. Burrows underneath. Running from his healer. Comes around the side. Sweet spot swings through. Medkit's busy channeling. Honestly, the next go here, Baconator better make a move. Disaster's doing his fucking damnedest to make use of that arms kit, that sweet meta pick rate. Trying to make something happen, but with the Presvoker supporting, it's just, even through the Mortal Strike, it's dire times. Even Medkit's trying to make a play here, but oh, we flip it around, and Muerte's the one to die. That was the window. Presvoker pushed off to the side, and Muerte falls. Whoops. Incredible. Yo, big props to Medkit for setting up the win there. That was massive. Here we go. The match will open. Yellow team double Unholy. And Medkit, who has proven himself to be fucking lethal as a combo maker and a playmaker. And a quick word from our sponsor as we wait for the pillar action to start. Never mind. 5-second skip on the ad and we're here. It's going. Huge amounts of CC. Deep breath comes through. Stuns the whole batch. Purple team sitting pretty. Actually setting up a kill onto Alpha. Gets rebuked. Stuns still being whipped around. Is there a cling totem? I don't know. Baconator feeling the pressure again, putting his hammers up, but this time he's learned from his mistakes, and Alpha getting cracked down to 50%. Medkit not letting anybody make him a fucking sucker. Pops him back up to 100%. Keeping things stable. DKs are playing in line of sight. Although nobody good. Looks to be perched up for another CC combination. Here comes... Oh, almost. Almost. Gets CC'd by Medkit again. Sleepwalk bringing him forward, only seeing his dreams of victory. Stunned perfectly off of the Dream Walk. Second Dream Walk. Muerte's dropping low. Yellow team needs to pull out a fucking miracle. Here comes Angel Him. Gets the full cast off. Few holy words. Muerte sitting pretty. Minute and 20 into this match. It means Baconator's going to have to find out another way to live. The Presvoker is on his side this time. The throughput's insane. But if nobody gets CC'd again, it might actually cause Baconator to fold like a deck of cards. Silence from the side is brutal, and Baconator is definitely feeling the heat. Muerte getting bashed on the backside. Disaster laying it thick as we go closer to 33% dampening. It's actually looking kind of crazy as the Arms Warrior value is just stacking up as time goes on. Honestly, it just looks like Baconator just needs to live a bit longer for his teammate to do the work. Not a dig at Baconator here. I mean, we got to turn around and put some damage out. He may be tiny, but he is fierce. Lining it up. I feel the focus is coming through, but Baconator needs to pull something out of his butt and live. But his butt's too tiny and there's nothing in there. Look at that damage on Baconator. Incredible. Let's see. First 10 seconds of the match. Let's see how the damage rips. Medkit in fucking Egypt. A mile away playing catch up with Purple Team. Disaster dropping 50%. He comes through. Might be a little bit of lag here, but sounds from the side. But Disaster is no one's fool. He puts up the defensive stance and turns on his old teammate. Baconator feeling the pressure. Honestly, nobody's got to find a way to recover this quick. Oh my god, this is disastrous. Blink forward, nobody trying to catch up to his teammate who's pranking the crap out of him. Baconator trying his best to line aside his teammate as the Warrior chases. From 30% to 80%, there's a lot of ass saves going on right here. Mind control out to nobody means there's an open window for Baconator to get killed again. Big stun, good recovery. There's the cap totem I'm looking for. Baconator's holding on to dear life here. Alpha's damage is insane. Disaster's damage is insane. Come on, Baconator. Pull through. He is just completely dry on defensives, and he's being dragged around the map. No agency. What are we doing with the arrow quiver on the back of the Death Knight? Am I seeing this right? Let me zoom in a bit. Baconator is out there in the middle of the map. Ascendance forward. Half HP already. I don't know if it's bravery or foolishness, but he is just fucking gunning it for nobody. Already half HP, disarmed. Doesn't seem to give two shits. He can't fit enough fucks in his pocket. It's so tiny. I keep making tiny jokes. He's a goblin, folks. Even through Guardian Angel, he's got every defensive on Azeroth keeping him alive. Is it going to be enough? Because honestly, Demolish is looking for a snack, and he might be able to crack Baconator here, honestly. Making me hungry every time I say his name. Ooh, sleepwalk onto Medkit. Might have opened a window, but there's a trinket there to break free. Come on, Baconator. Live. You're practically a tank at this point. Just shift into bear form. Holy crap. From 2% to full and back to 50 in under 8 seconds. A little bit of keyboard turning action. Maybe that's a mistake. And it's over. Check the scoreboard. I'll switch characters real quick. I'm down for easy. Oh, you beautiful, beautiful healer. Can we tip him a little extra? Because some of those plays were out of this fucking world. All right, who are my next two contenders? Yeah, dust it off as well. All right, kicking off with match number 4. Let it rip. You bet. It's in the name, Warcaster Mike on twitch.tv. And another sub, Cookie Mobster. Much love, thank you. Diapers are expensive, so I'm going to need all the money I can get. And shit, if this is quality you're looking for, I'm happy to keep shoutcasting. All right, the next match is coming on. Yellow team is made up of Quad Stack on disc with Taxi playing arms and a keg of beer. Okay, I had a stroke for a second. That's a monk. And on the purple team, we have Dracarys on the Presvoker with Dohan on Rhett and Jabiso, that nasty feral. Opening up with Jabiso on Taxi. Warrior taking back shots. Huge stunts. Ritter, thank you for following. Dracarys is trying to grab Jabiso out of position, but a keg of beer is getting free fucking casts off as a frost mage. This is devastating. Jabiso catches on quick and charges over for a attempted interrupt. Bear form for a split second. It doesn't block very much, but he's still at full HP. Purple team being held up by Dracarys' healing is seeming to be doing just fine. Jabiso slipping out of any druid form. Here's a bit curious as the bear form soaks up the Ray of Frost. Keg of beer looking to polymorph something. It might have just been Dohan, but he breaks out pretty quickly. Here we are 60 seconds into the match, and we're thinking about what's the next to go. Jabiso getting hammered in bear form to 50. Slips into cat, back to bear. Lay on hands comes back in from Dohan as Taxi's trying to catch up with something to do some damage. Wake of Ashes from Dohan gets stunned and is letting his wings drip away. The poly here. Not fun for Dohan as it brings the bubble out. And Dohan's got to support Jabiso alongside Dracarys, who is silenced. Finally gets able to cast again, but the mind control interrupts that, and Jabiso is looking quite soft. But he refuses to die. Hasn't dropped below 50 substantially. The bear form doing work, 20%, back up to 50. Dohan AFK, monitor must have turned off. Finally comes back. A kick of beer, finally taking some pressure. Maybe a kick here. I lied. Dohan just lets it go through, no problems. Cyclone over to quad stack means he's taking an ad break real quick. Dracarys having to keep Jabiso alive from 30. Positions him over into open areas means something. I don't know if there's actually a shield talent that's still existent in the Drakthir kit for now, but kind of a strange reposition. Not sure where that come through. Against the magic casters, the bop comes up, and Kickabir finally takes a stun, finally some attention, finally some punishment, as the kill target for the mage is non-existent. I don't even think he's popped a single ice block in this entire duration. He's still sitting on 2 charges. Fucking huge Ray of Frost with Glacial Spike. The bear form's a little bit late, but he's still keeping his health bar up and nice. A keg of beer still, I don't know if he's just more invisible than I wasn't in high school, but he's getting no attention whatsoever. Jabiso smashing his bare ass up against the wall, trying to give it a scratch. Basically dodging in and out of bear form and cat form here. Jabiso as a kill target dropping low to 10%, and the dampening is stacking up to 54%, and it's looking nasty. You got to end the fight here right now. Keg of beer in the backline, just fucking free casting, having a great ass time. Dohan and Jabiso feeling the pain. There's mortal strikes and a free casting mage. Healing is getting worse over time. Dohan might die first, but it's Jabiso the one to fall. They die at the same time. Weird. Strange. Exciting. Thrilling. Unpredictable. Adjectives. Dracarys switch places with quad stack in yellow team. Team wildcard, I guess you could call him. Absolutely dripped out in a top hat and a red outfit. Keg of beer looks pretty sick, can't lie. And the match will open. Purple team comes through. A little quick buff before the match starts properly. And quad stack's trying to spy a little area to work with advantage. Kind of out of range with his teammates. Team Purple charges straight in, getting Taxi blasted open. The defensives might not be enough, actually. He drops to 50 quick, but Dracarys is keeping a careful eye on it. Jabiso's the next one to fall quickly, and honestly, it's 10% in no time at all. Laying Hands comes through, and it's kind of dicey. It doesn't have to do too much. It wasn't a full HP bump, but it was closer to 80% when he came out of it. Cyclone comes through and doesn't even kick it. Keg of beer free casting in the back. Frost Mage having a great ass time. Gets mind controlled by quad stack. Forced to face the corner. Blinks away around the corner. Dracarys catches up, positioning himself with advantage. Taxi tanking everything. Doesn't really give two shits. Bear form is active once again. Maybe get a slash and dance emote because the clown show going on right here is on Team Purple. We just can't get enough pressure onto this mage. Finally gets a kick and a stun. Gripped back. Quad stack trying to do a recovery. Taxi throwing down the Mortal Strike onto Jabiso, and we're back onto the mage. We finally get our first ice block of the match. And Keg of beer is feeling pressure now. Stormbolt onto Jabiso. This is fuck nasty. Bear form eats a lot of the damage. Bop saves him from the warrior, but the Ray of Frost is coming through. Is there a bubble for Dohan? There, it's popped through the fear. Good trade. Bop is spell stolen onto a Keg of beer, and he blinks away. Polymorph nabs next to nobody, but Jabiso was the one who's getting hammered by Taxi, who is taking taxes, adding on to the dampening effect with Mortal Strike. Jabiso just having a very fucking hard time stepping out of bear form to actually do anything. Taxi eats a Cyclone. Good break. Dohan's doing his damnedest to put some kind of damage onto a Keg of beer, breaking up the damage that he's outputting. Taxi, on the other hand, though, is taking advantage while they're chasing after the mage to actually get damage onto Jabiso here. There's a little bit of a sleepy nap time for Quad Stack, who's trying to recover Jabiso at this point. Is it going to be enough? He's stomped in the playpen. Cyclone goes out onto nobody, sadly. But Quad Stack, the fucking legend, is keeping Jabiso alive as best as possible. Keg of beer finally feeling the heat. But Jabiso is just in execute range, and it is tough to keep him up. Yellow team, we have a shuffle. Quad stack mixed in with Jabiso and a keg of beer. Once mortal enemies. Now comrades. The match will open. Your car is dashing forward. Keg of beer taking shots from the side. Yellow team sitting pretty. Dohan's the only one who's actually adding pressure here, but he's quickly added with Taxi. They're definitely working this mage for his ice block, and I think they're going to get it. Oh, yeah. We are running this mage down. Blinks are about to be spent. Ray of Frost comes through. Does next to nothing. He's going to cry about this in the mirror in about 20 minutes after the match. Mind control comes through. I think Jakaris is taking a quick little break. A keg of beer having to dash away this far is pretty brutal, but Jabiso, clever as he is, keeps the melee off him a little bit. We're looking at a more long-winded match here. We're still down to one ice block for the mage and plenty of room to alter time. But what's the kill window going to look like? Dohan's in a polymorph. Taxi gets stunned on the side. Are we playing defensively as Quad Stack keeps Jabiso and a keg of beer up as Taxi drops to 50% pretty quick with the die by the sword active, keeping who off of him? Jabiso? Quad Stack gets knocked. No follow-up. Rips a keg of beer off to the sideline. Taxi's turned around in a cyclone. Dohan trying to keep pressure up. Good kick on the glacial spike, honestly. More blinks are coming through. Quick little invisibility. The stuns are good. We are playing a very drawn-out match here. I put my thinking cap on. I think we either find a setup to kill Taxi and this late into dampening, or a setup on Quad Stack to knock him out, and keg of beer gets dropped. He's still pocketing the last ice block here, and likely has Cold Snap. But I lied. Cold Snap is not taken with the double ice block, and that's it. If Quad Stack goes into one more CC chain, it might be over for a keg of beer if they land it with the right timing. Invisible comes through. Feeling super vulnerable. Keg of beer locked in the playpen. Jabiso also super low. Is this a race to the finish? Does purple team line up a good CC on Quad Stack and lock this down? Keg of beer is just playing close to his healer, and it's looking pretty good. That ice block recharge was fucking perfectly timed. And Jabiso's the one to fall. Is anybody's fucking game. I'm actually curious what the scoreboard here so far is. I can't see it. It's going to be spoilers. Thank you for playing World of Warcraft Midnight. This will be on your screen the whole time. Add-ons are experiencing a large number of Lua errors. No fucking point clicking it off. Come on by, try housing and an add-on free experience in World of Warcraft. That last part was a lie. They actually didn't kill add-ons. Add-ons won the war on add-ons, as a matter of fact. And back to the match. Dohan racing around the side, trying to leave Jabiso in the dust. Searing Glare comes through and hits a keg of beer. Oh, a keg of beer had its sweet in the beginning. But with all this attention, it's a toughie. It's a toughie. Either you're the bait or you're the trap. And honestly, a keg of beer playing at this level, he's playing both at this fucking time. With split attention like this and limited kicks, he kind of gets away with almost anything he wants. And the two ice blocks are timed out just well enough. He gets to take a little break for about 10 seconds whenever his healer is taken away. He's playing with Jakaris now, so purple team as with Kekabir, Jakaris, and Jabiso. It's tough for Dohan and Taxi if they can't lock him up in the playpen and actually get some cleave done. Presvoker is just so good this season. But Quadstack doesn't want to sit down. He doesn't want to actually do anything other than try and win here. Setting up the Psychic Scream. Doesn't quite connect as it's still on cooldown for another few moments. It was a good setup. I don't know if that trick's going to work again, though. Absolute mosh pit. Dohan and Taxi finally getting free shots onto a keg of beer. Quadstack and Jakaris turn out, it doesn't seem to be trendy right now to make the healers the kill target these days. Too hard to kill. Dampening is up to nearly 40%. Unreal. An amazing demolish comes through. Dohan's damage is insane. And Keg of Beer takes his first death. Alright, here we see it's opening up. Pegabir and Jabiso communicating telepathically or screen peeking. Oh, and they just barely miss each other. Rosenor from the side. Huge flank here. Kegabir trying to position with advantage. Drops off of the platform as things progress to the middle of the match. Jabiso dropping fast to 50. Relying on Quadstack to keep him alive. Jabiso with Taxi on the purple team with Quadstack. Jakaris on the yellow team with a keg of beer and Dohan. It's hard to put keg of beer in the frame with the amount of blinks he's got. Sorry, viewers. Which up to 12 viewers. Thanks, guys, for watching. Much love. It's huge. I'm on Twitch. Yes, sir. It's tough. We're 60 seconds deep, and the cooldowns just don't seem to have any kind of bottom. Jabiso dropping quickly at 30% into 50 in bear form. Taxi sitting AFK on the side with a stun. Keg of Beer dives forwards away from his healer and catches back up again. That mobile son of a bitch. But that comes through for the recovery, and Jabiso's feeling tough again. Although that 20%, it might snap with a glacial spike to the dick. Tough shit. And here's the shuffle. We have yellow team. And the gates will open. Alright, Jabiso. Strangely, the healer is the one who's most aggro here. Jabiso and Taxi teaming up on yellow team against Dohan and Quadstack and a keg of beer. Beer comes through. Doesn't seem to be an opening quite yet. Keg of beer gets stopped. Jakaris is back in the fight again. Taxi getting hammered. We're splitting a lot of damage, it looks like. Holy moly. Blink, life grip. Keg of Beer is about to rip the fabric of mobility in half through this universe. He is one with the Speed Force. That's Barry Allen. It's not a Keg of Beer. Jabiso trying to contribute some way, somehow, but he's slowed for most of the match. Mind Control whiffs into nothing. Finally snatches his target. Polymorph on Taxi. Jabiso is low again. Jabiso You're a cow. Drink some milk. Instead, he pops into bear form. As far as progress goes, Dohan on the PAL is the one to drop to 50 and pops up to 100 again. Over a minute in this match, and we're just setting up the next go again. I don't know if Akegabir is using Quadsec as a human shield. Oh, Jabiso's hungry for it. Forces the blink, still at 30%, trying to get his recovery done as Dracarys is pumping out heals. Polymorphed. This might be the window. Huge stun onto Jabiso, but he's already in bear form, so it just might be up to Dracarys to keep him alive here. Holy shit, Blizzard, the damage. That's match 4. All right, just give me the good word. Who's up next? Yeah. Who it is? And Medkit? Hell yes. Kicking it off. Solo Shuffle Tournament. Match number 5. And finally. What's that? Blow off the raid. Whoa. When are you gonna quit? When are you gonna quit? Huh? When's enough rating? Enough rating, Pallycat? Pally, don't forget, I'm going to put you on the mic at the end of the match to hype up your next one on Wednesday. Okay. Ladies, gentlemen, gals and pals, gooners and loners, we are on the final match of the Solo Shuffle Tournament for Gold, hosted by Pallycat. On the yellow team, we have Medkit, Healing, Burnt, and Zerk. That sounds like brothers, both playing Frost Mage. First, Ray of Frost coming through on Chotsky. And Pliny doing on purple team with Enhance. Or is that what I think it is? Oh, it's also Enhance. And the Red Pal being healed up by Pallycat. Burnt remembering his defensives are all on his healer. Medkit keeping him alive through Double Trouble. bursting the mage down. And there's the first ice block of the match. Pallycat getting hammered through Chastise and double frost pressure. Zerk and Burnt looking for something to poly. It goes on a Pliny. Trinkets, freedoms, up in it. And Zerk steps forward for the double stun Snowdrift. Glacial Spike goes out onto Chasky, but no damage is happening. Burnt getting pressured by the Enhanced Shaman. Next Ray of Frost comes through, but it's interrupted. Thank you, Blizzard, for making that crap ability and then nerfing it twice. Little jumps forward. Burnt trying his best to... Got distracted here. Zerk feeling the pressure. Pliny is low. Still pocketing bubble, and I think he might use it. 50% ready to get popped by a mage. Back up to 100% and yapping his way off. Pliny turning into whiny. Zerk forward with a Snowdrift, but unfortunately gets knocked in the dirt. Clocked on the fucking chin by Pliny as he stepped up. She's at your house? All right, yellow team, we have shuffled around. We have swapped healers. Pallycat in the bikini armor. Getting ready to step up to the field. Drops through the hatch. Zerk AFK with the Corona in his hand. Opening up with stealth. Standard opener. Wicked cap totem. Chotsky's got to be screen peeking. Pliny steps up. Pallycat feeling pressured at 70%. And she is not safe. The Aura Mastery comes through and is blocking a lot of damage, but is it enough? Wings, heals, going crazy. Medkit comes in and steps up. Finally, can he land a Psychic Scream? Well, sitting in a frozen Nova, followed up by a stun, leaving Zerk completely open. Heals need to catch up as the mages, glass cannons as they are, trying to end the fight through raw damage. Chotsky's blocked off. Zerk blinks away. Pallycat's catching up slowly. There's the stun. Ice block to recover. Pallycat is taking the long scenic route around. Burnt in the next ice block. Zerk playing with Pliny on the side, putting him in a child's place. Pallycat locked out of the fight. Zerk whiffs the frozen Nova into Pliny. Uh-oh. At 50%, looking for a recovery. Pliny is not letting go. Mind control is nasty. The poly is great. The Ray of Frost coming through does next to nothing. The heals are too good. And Pliny spending most of the fight in CC. Medkit back into a polymorph. Pliny trying to play catch up again. Finding something to click on. Although he is like tunnel visioning onto Zerk. So I don't know if this is questionable or working. We're not entirely sure. Got a little Elmer Fudd and Bugs Bunny action going on here. It takes Zerk one clever Ultra time to throw Pliny off of his trail. Let's see the setup. Pliny at 30, pops back up to 100. Zerk low on 50. Pallycat's going for the recovery, and it's looking pretty good so far. Burnt is left to free cast alongside Pallycat, and Pliny finally breaks off. Gets the stun, comes back to Zerk, and is there a recovery in the cards here? freedom, and running fast. Ice Block saves Zerk from certain doom. Pally-Cat locked into a fear, locked into a polymorph. Can't seem to come out. Ice Block's not going to last forever. Hammer's whipping it across from the field. Zerk falls. Line of sighting his own healer as they're coming out of CC. Hey, yo, for the 14 viewers at home, thank you guys so much for watching. We're almost through this match, and drop a follow if you think that this is worth your Wednesday afternoon to hear in and tune into. And here we go. The match will open with Purple Team being healed by Pally-Cat, who's tweaking on her links with Shatsky and Zerk. Feeling kind of bursty, though. Pliny, though, that guy, look out for him. This alcoholic yapaholic could definitely talk your ear off and distract you from winning. Pally-Cat gets stunned. Zerk becomes the kill target once again. Pliny not letting go. Hammers, more hammers than Home Depot. Medkit sitting off to the side, trying to find his safe space as Chosky catches up the enhancement shaman, laying out damage. Zerk blinking more than I do at picture day. Pliny still catching up, putting out damage, although it doesn't seem to be very much at this very moment. Ice Wall comes through, it's pretty clever. And Pally-Cat is feared, locked up in a poly. She trinkets, comes back out and is healing Zerk and Chotsky, retaliating against Pliny, trying to find some value here. Free casting from Burt from the side means the damage is coming down range as Zerk ranges it. Random ass fucking ice block from Burt. Burns a 4-minute cooldown. Angel Hymn comes through. Zerk dives underneath. Maybe wanted to alter time to juke the Paladin, but he's just going for distance. Going around the line of sight, his last mistake from the last match being repeated, history. Pally-Cat mind controlled off the side. Zerk looking for her like it's a Where's Waldo book. And Zerk drops again. Not able to connect with his healer. He's going to have to switch from downers to uppers, or wherever the coke is, you need to pull it out. You've swapped healers. Based on this match, it might look like either Zerk or Pliny is going to throw the next match to sabotage the other's win rate. Pally-Cat healing Pliny and burnt Zerk and Chat with Medkit. See if this change up could make anything happen. Although the piranha mentality here of Pliny and Zerk chasing after each other in this match might be the funniest thing I've seen all night. Pally-Cat feeling fierce, but dropping low to 2% before she bubbles. Crazy burst from Chat as the Mass Dispel breaks Pally open. First time a healer's been the kill target of the night. Medkit dropping low as well. Is there an Angel Hymn in the mix here somewhere? Just commits to the apotheosis and a big heal to themselves. Trinket gets pushed into fear. Burnt is low. Pops to 100. Massive heal. Insane double Dragon's Breath. Knocks everybody except Pally-Cat on their ass for a few moments. The CC is insane, but after burning everything, what's left to do? Then smash each other with a pair of fists. Honestly, it's like a full-on fist fight. People are in melee range that shouldn't be. Ray of Frost being cast in kick range. Ice Block being sent by Zerk. Snowdrift from Burnt deterring Shot from approaching, and Zerk is just landing shot after shot at free cast. Pallycat dropping low again, 50%, and trying to look for a solution as damage is hurtled her way. Pushed away from her teammates. Chot and Zerk just making a free fucking buffet out of Burnt here. Pliny's damage is being sent. Gets polymorphed. Breaks free. Wings is still active. Hammer's going absolutely insane. Zerk dodges. Fucking weave. And there's the Angel Hymn. But what is it going to be? 120 seconds, 2 whole minutes into this match, and it's just CC spam. Irresponsible amounts of damage being sent in every direction. Burnt looks to be poised up for the kill if Chot can knock him down. Both mages pocketing their last ice block. Clutch. Lay saves Burnt, and the ice block keeps the pressure off of him, distracting them for a bit. Pliny looking low, 50 and dropping, balancing out at 50. And that's Bubble. Is there anything left in the pocket for Pliny besides a lay on hands? Wings is up, but who knows what's going to happen. Burnt getting low and taking huge amounts of damage from Ray of Frost through the wall and knocks Burnt onto the floor. All right, we have a girl on screen that should bump viewership by double. Pallycat here in the chain Keeney. Zerk and Pliny fucking playing patty cake in the back. And the match will open. Medkit on purple team healing Burnt and Chotsky. Standard opener. Oh, being pretty aggressive here. Pally finding the road less traveled like Lewis and Clark on the side. Zerk eats a entire Ray of Frost, but before he kicks it, Burnt dashes back to his healer behind line of sight. Chotsky goes for the Hex. Trinkets early. Zerk is just being super aggressive here. He doesn't have much else to do. It looks like blinks forward into the melee range. It kicks, polymorphs the Searing Glare from Burnt to Pallycat. The bubble is up again. Very early cooldowns. It's just nothing but aggression here. Did everybody pop like a gas station fucking pill before they popped in this arena? God damn. Polymorphs are being sent in random directions. Pliny's Searing Glare. Shit's connecting, but is it actually focused? Who can tell? Pallycat gets her wings up and is healing Pliny and Zerk quite well with the Dawn Lights. There's the Angel Hymn. Burnt is feeling pressure. Last kill target from the last round. Random Ice Wall. I'm not sure if this is going to do very much. It's just all aggression, no setup. Jot beating on Zerk. Pliny beating on Burnt. Both mages are getting it. Pallycat's doing a wonderful job. Lands the stun onto Medkit. The healings coming through is beautiful. Pliny is trying to set up something. Execution sentence on the Burnt and lay his damage on him. And it's going to drop him to 60. Dropping to 50 to 40 to 60 again. Popping up and down like a music note. Burnt goes from 20 to 80 and down. We have Burnt and Shot with Pallycat in the yellow. And the shuffle for purple, we have Pliny and Zerk with Medkit. We have a standard opener. Pretty sure this is the final round of tonight and the final match. How fast it's going to go, I have no fucking clue. Chot steps up to Zerk, begins slap boxing immediately. Pliny gets a full Ray of Frost to the back up to 100%. Burnt blinking away, trying to break off the Ray of Frost, but it stays connected. Pallycat's doing her best to stay in it. Bubbles early. Knocks Pliny with a hammer of justice. Chotki's stuck in a turtle form. Pallycat stuck in turtle form as well. Back in BFA, turtles are making it to the water. Burnt is dropping low, 10%. He gets the ice block. Saves his life. Pally is somewhere off in Africa. Can't reconnect with Burnt as the ice block's about to fade. Pallycat, do something. Burnt blinks away twice. She's around line of sight. And the land hands comes through. Clutch. I don't know how that was possible. And Pally is locked up in another turtle form. Hex onto Medkit. Both teams are getting CC'd like mad. And Burnt is feeling the pressure once again as Pliny is just beating on their backside. From the front to the back, Pliny switches both sides. Medkit gets locked up in a hammer of justice from Pallycat. Pallycat's trying to find a little safe space, but Zerk is the next one to eat a lot of damage. Ice block comes through, saves his life, and Medkit tops him off. Things are starting to calm down a little bit. Not a lot of bursts is happening, but do we see any setup? Pallycat's veered off to the side, 3 seconds. She sent her trinket early, which means Burnt is wide open. There's the mind control. Burnt, save your life. Ice block comes through. It's the last one, and Pally's been fucking eating pranks, tricks or treats, and it's a lot of tricks. No treats, but Pally is staying in it. Burnt hasn't fallen. He hasn't been killed. He's sending damage right back as good as he's getting it. Around the pillar again, and Pliny steps up. He gets a hammer of justice, eats a fear for Burnt and Pallycat, but it's going to match the hammer of justice. Pallycat gets broken out of Polly, but Burnt dies as Pally's mind controlled off to the side. All right, mic to Pallycat. So please clear vent, and you know who I'm talking to. Pallycat, do you want to let the people know what your next event is going to be like?
Every Wednesday, we do solo shuffle war games, just like y'all just saw, and we have a great time, war crimes and good times, all that.
Did you say war crimes and good times?
Yep.
That's right. Okay. So every Wednesday you can kick it with Pallycat, guys. If you're watching on Twitch, these tournaments do make you gold, and we would love to host for you. Thanks for watching.
That don't?
Okay, I'm gonna go offline. I think that was my bad. Let me go and fetch it real quick. Pallycat, I genuinely hope your mythic goes a lot better than getting focused in your own event for the second time consecutively. He's not even at the computer. He's still yapping.